Let me ask you, do you guys want a landfill next to Forest Lake State Park?
No!
Do you want a landfill next to Forest Lake State Park?
No!
I cannot hear you.
No! Do the right thing! Deny! Do the right thing! Deny! Do the right thing! Deny!
We generate a little over 1 million tons of trash a year in New Hampshire. I think it's 1.1 million-ish every year. Shockingly, an equal number comes in from out of state. So almost 50% of the trash that gets buried in our landfills comes from some other state, mostly from Massachusetts. It reminds me a little bit of like the meat packing industry. When you go to the supermarket and you buy your hamburgers or something, you're far removed from how the animals are treated and slaughtered and all of those things. We might have a lot less people eating meat. There's a pretty good analogy there where we're very far removed from what happens when we take our bag out and we drop it on the curb. It's gone, the truck goes down the road and you're on and you've forgotten about it. And the ramifications of all of that, you don't think about it anymore. You're on to your, we're all busy.
We're picking up an average of 60,000 households per day across the city. The workers that are on the trucks, they find it to be, it's not just one house, it's not just one street. It's a full day outside, jumping off the truck, getting on the truck. Wind, rain, snow, shine, they're really out there in all the elements. It's a thankless job. They should be thanked whenever people see them for the work that's being done.
What's your name?
Michael Jerome Johnson.
What do you do?
I'm your friendly neighborhood trash man.
Do you like the job?
Love the job. Yes, I do.
You do trash only or trash and recycling?
Trash some days, recycle other days.
Do you know what happens to the recycling after it's sorted?
I don't want to lie to you. No, I don't.
My name is Pat, and I'm a general foreman in the Boston Common. But I've been with the city, this department, for 24 years. We'll pull these and bring them back to our dumpster back there. One's for the trash, and the other one's for recycling. Once it leaves here, I don't know where it goes. Besides that dump, and I don't know where they take it after that. I really can't answer that question.
I always thought they burned it. I don't know. I thought they burned the trash. I don't have a clue. That's my honest guess.
I mean, I guess next time we go to that dump, we could ask them.
Yeah, right.
Say, hey, what do you guys do with this trash after it leaves here? That's the only answer we could get.
This is the Republic Services Center, Roxbury Transfer Station. This is a transfer station that takes municipal solid waste in from cities and towns around the state of Massachusetts. We process it here and ship it out to waste-to-energy plants and landfills. We take in anywhere between 800 and 1,000 tons of MSW a day, and we process about 280,000 tons a year. So this trash here is called inbound trash. The loader over there, you can see loading it into a trailer, basically pushes it up to the wall. And then after we clear the floor and the inbound slows down, we switch over to outbound operations. We put trailers in either side and we load them out. So there's basically three options. Well, it's two, but there's one transportation option in the middle. It either goes to we call it a burn plant. It's a waste to energy facility where they burn it, or it goes to a landfill where they compact it and bury it, or it goes onto a rail container and it goes out of state for final disposal, and it could be a landfill. It's mostly a landfill if it goes on the rail. Landfills are in demand, so are waste to energy plants. There's never enough.
Landfills versus incinerators. It's kind of like asking me, should I smoke a pack a day or should I gain 300 pounds, right? Like, no. My answer is no. A landfill is a hole in the ground. They put down some gravel, put down a liner system. Then you build a mountain of trash and daily cover. It is incredibly toxic and dangerous. The recipe for methane: take some organic material like food, paper, cardboard, bury it so no air can get there, and add water. So if you look at a methane map of the United States, the landfills are like, methane is like 28 times more effective than carbon. It's killing the climate. Incineration is going to inevitably produce a little bit of energy, but then more than that, it's going to produce toxic emissions and it's going to produce toxic ash. That cannot be avoided because you're burning toxins.
Some folks will say no burn, no bury, which is don't landfill it and don't burn it. So it leaves me with the question of, well, what do you want me to do with it?
The system we have now is so expensive and stupid that it's almost impossible for us not to improve it. And the reason it's bad is not because people don't want to do the right thing. The real problem is every time we put or try to put good systems in place to reduce trash and our waste and to redirect our resources so that we're using these materials, reusing them, or recycling them or composting, large corporations that are making money on the system as it is step in and oppose us vehemently.
There's a lot of waste going on, and it's strictly because everybody's excessive when they're purchasing things. Society's taught us we need more. We need more, we need the next thing, we need the best new thing, we need, the new phone that comes out a month after we got the old phone.
We consume way too much as a society, we're wasteful. That's all true. But that's not what the real problem is. The real problem is that we need to harness the power of residents across the region, across the nation, to insist that we do things more cost effectively, more sustainably, more safely, and just more sensibly in general. You see this organic materials, 28%, that's food and yard waste. That is stuff that we could be collecting and processing for less than half of what we pay for our tipping fee for recycling or disposal.
Bootstrap Compost is a food waste curbside pickup service. So anything that really you could consider to be within the realm of like compostable products, plants, meat, dairy, fish, we will take it to a place or within our own processing ability, turn it into a new agricultural resource like compost tea, worm castings, anything that can be reused in a way to go back into the soil system. That's why we have this as something that we're doing as a company, picking up the food waste, giving people accessibility to the option to compost, and creating these agricultural resources. This is our kind of way of contributing to a foundation for a better system. We can only really ask that people try to find the ways that they can consciously make those small impacts, because those will lead to bigger changes down the road.
If you're waiting for somebody else to fix this, you're delusional. The only way this gets fixed is you start to own some of the things that you do every day, I think that's what we're seeing. And now we're much more aware of things that before we wouldn't even think about. We just need to get more people sensitized to it.